Your tool, it's set up, it arrives set up for Cherry Max installation. To operate the tool, this is a Cherry Max rivet. You insert the rivet stem into the nose piece. Then you would put the rivet into your material, and then actuate the tool by pumping the handle together. It shifts. And to release the stem, you depress the button, the tool retracts, and then the stem drops out.
Great.
Okay, very good. Then, just to notice that if you can kind of zoom in on this release button here, John.
Yeah, I got it.
Okay, that there's a set screw right here, and this is to prevent it from turning. This button is pushed and not turned for releasing the tool. To pull the different diameter rivets, the only thing you do is to change the nose tip here at the end of the tool. It's currently set up for 5/32, or actually 1/8 inch through 3/16 Cherry Max, and to pull 1/4 inch, Cherry Max, you would simply change this tip for this tip, and we'll do that now. To change the diameter, to pull the 1/4 inch Cherry Max, all we do is pump out the tool to release any spring pressure, thread off the tip, and then thread on the 1/4 inch tip. And then retract the tool, and now you're ready to install 1/4 inch Cherry Max. The 1/8 inch rivet or the nut plate rivet, we have two options. We have the nut plate nose piece, and we have the 1/8 inch nose tip. And what this will do is reduce the travel of the jaws and reduce your wrist effort. So again, pump out the tool, put on the nose tip, and then as you can see, the 1/8 inch will fit, as well as the standard nut plate rivet. We will convert this from the standard riveting configuration to adding the special Cherry Max pulling heads, which would be the right angle, the offset, and the extended straight pulling heads. And to do so, we require the F187 adapter. And to put the F187 adapter onto the riveter, you must first remove the nose tube, then you thread off the jaw housing and set the spring aside. Added to the puller shaft. To the spring. Threaded down and tight. And then the adapter sleeve comes over the top. Threads down. Okay. Then you would want to put on the offset pulling head, and all of them are the same. So what you do is engage a few of the threads on the internal puller shaft. Check to make sure that it's grab the threads, then push in and continue to thread the pulling head onto the riveter. And then lock your jam nut in place. The tool operates in the same manner, where we pump the tool to actuate it and release it. Just by example, put the rivet in, put it into the work, actuate the tool, again retract it. The next stem pushes that stem through. The process is the same. What we want to do is catch the puller shaft, make sure that's caught, fully thread it, and lock it in whichever position is required. And then again, we actuate the tool and release the button. Now, to adjust for the rivet, it's no problem for the 3/16, but if you're using 1/8 inch rivet, you might want to reduce this to make the jaw travel less and reduce the amount of pumps that you have to do on the tool. And you can check that. Still no problem. But now you'll notice that the 3/16 does not go in. 3/16 travel freely, and if we were putting it in the material, good angle. Oh, pop, click, reduce, retract the tool, stem comes out the front. For the Olympic or all fast heads, Olympic lock heads, MS cherry heads, to be put onto the tool. And again, the special bushing is required to adapt the FSI puller shaft, the F687, to that. Thread it onto the tool. The adapter should have sleeve over that. Head, we insert it onto the puller shaft and the sleeve at the same time. And we thread it into place. And then it's ready to actuate by pumping the tool. And again, releasing the knob on the side to retract it. 3/16 Olympic lock, or NAS 1400A code, and the rivet stem will then go through there. Again, you see it pushes the previous pin out. And this is a wire draw part. Flush fracture. Return the tool. Okay. Alright, very good. So now we will set this up for 5/32 diameter blind bolts. So we will start by taking the jaw holder and inserting the 3-piece jaw set with the tapered end down.
Okay.
Okay. And then on top of the jaws will be the 758 jaw follower, which has a flat surface to match the flat back of the jaws. It goes in, so it sits in there. Then the bushing to adapt it to the tool threads on. Now it's ready to go with the spring back onto the tool, and at this point you'll see that there's a spring here inside the tool. That is very important that that is always in there when you're working with either the blind bolt rivet configuration or the Cherry Max configuration. And that spring lines up with the bottom of the jaw follower there. I don't know if you can see that,
Yeah,
but
yeah.
okay. And catch the threads. Again, everything hand tight. Even though there are flats on here, please don't use a wrench. Okay, and you'll notice that the jaws on the blind bolts lay flush with the front of the housing jaw holder rather than protrude like they do with the Cherry Max jaws. Okay. Alright. Next, since we have the 3/16 jaws in there, we have to select the 3/16 nose. So select the nose tube and the 3/16 diameter nose. Thread it on. Okay. And then from there, just thread that onto your tool. These tools are for single action fasteners only, no double action. So as long as the fastener has a green stem or a green washer, we're in good shape. And these are all different configurations of the 3/16 diameter blind bolt. So this is a blind bolt 3/16. It has a green stem. It's a little faded in color, but simply insert it into the material. Nose tip into the riveter. And this takes 3,000 pounds to upset. Just take small little pumps. You'll see a clean fracture. Again, to operate it, retract. And because it's new, it may hang up the first few times, but this is the setup for the Cherry Max, and it has a little bit different follower. It has a rounded edge, okay, versus the flat edge from the blind bolt. And it also has a washer under the head to help it stay flush in the jaw holder. The standard jaw system for Cherry Max and most other blind rivets is a 2-piece jaw system, unlike the blind bolt, which have the 3-piece. Okay, and these nest together like so, and are dropped tapered end down. Again, jaw follower, round adapter, pushing the sleeve. Again, the spring is there, as you can see. And we'll thread it on. And the nose tube. And then select the universal Cherry Max nose piece, and so you don't have to overcome any of the jaw spring pressure there. Just pump the tool out a few times before threading in the nose piece. Then retract the tool again by pushing the release knob, and now you're ready for Cherry Max. Okay. All we do is we need the master shaft and the turn nut assembly, and we then also have to pick the diameter of the rivet nut that we're going to be installing. So, okay, so I'm going to be putting in the 1/4-20 size today. So, what we have to do is take off the nose tube. Off that, set that aside. Okay, take off the bushing. Connect the bushing to the master shaft. Put on the adjustment. I hope I'm not going too fast.
Way too fast.
Okay. Put on the nose tube. And now you're ready to put on the turn nut. Again, there's a flat side here on the master shaft. As you can see down there, there's a D-slot that matches. Okay, and always put the opened end out, away from the tool. So the flat end of the rib nut, or the turn nut, goes against. Okay, and then this is a left-handed thread, so you thread it down in, hand tight, and then you're putting the 1/4-20 driving handle over that. We'll take it back to the riveting configuration. When you're done, set your studs and mandrels, anvils aside, turn nut, thread off your nose tube, take off the master shaft and bushing, set up for Cherry Max. Again, the spring here in the middle, inside, because we need to have that jaw spring pressure. And then pump it out a few times to put in your universal nose tip. Retract it.